one day, I got a knock at the door, and it was one of my 7th grade students and a school psychologist, and they're both bawling, like crying super, super, super hard. So I'm like, what's going on? And the young lady, she took out a bottle, an empty bottle of pills. She shook it. She said, Mr. Malcolm, on Friday, I took one. Right after that, I took number 2. But then I stopped because I heard your voice. I heard you say, never let your conditions dictate your decisions. Never let your conditions dictate your decisions. And I didn't, because I also heard you say that winners choose to win, losers choose to lose, and I chose to win. So, Mr. Malcolm, I want to let you know that you saved my life. There's a saying that you're going to hear us say today, is that once you know why, you'll figure out how. So I know we just met today, but you are my why. You are our why.
Say that one more time. As a young person, be extremely curious and soak up as much information from the adults around you before the world puts expectations on you as an adult.
You feel guilty because you're leaving people behind. But you got an opportunity for a reason, whatever that reason is, and you need to make the best of it.
If you are able to respond in a positive way that is constructive to what you're experiencing, then you will be able to have a better mental resiliency and emotional resiliency around working through life. I want to be very clear that as you all are experiencing these feelings and these thoughts and these emotions, you are not alone.
So if you're in a highly emotional state, what do you think your decision making is going to be?
I think it's been really cool. I've never really experienced like a group of people who like come to an institution to like for the purpose of like motivational speaking.
I like it. I feel like it's been a good experience, you know, to provide a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Well, either a perspective that some people here can relate to or a perspective that a lot of people here can't relate to. So I feel like it gives a good insight into, you know, y'all talked about y'all lives and stuff like that. So I feel like it provides people with a lot of knowledge about things they may not be going through or something that they can relate to.
It was motivational. It was really interesting to see where everybody else was coming from outside of Philly, and people still go through the same stuff.
So far, I mean, I've had a lot of fun. I actually really like the discussions, and they're very thought-provoking. I had a good time.
I have really enjoyed it. I think a lot of the topics that were brought up, especially like in our little school community, really needed to be brought up, especially in this time after quarantine, like really believing and kind of reinventing yourself.
I think it went really well. I mean, I went in like not really knowing what was gonna happen, but I found that a lot of things that were talked about were things that I felt I needed to hear. And I really enjoy being able to have discussions like this with people. Actually, surprisingly enjoy the physical activities too.
I really enjoyed it. I really liked how in the beginning it was kind of sort of like more so like of a learning experience and like soaking like everything up and like being able to like relate to other people and listen, and then like at the end we kind of like got to like let it all out, like the things that we go through and stuff, like be able to like just get it all out with like the activities outside.
I really felt supported throughout the whole thing, because sometimes I struggle with feeling like I'm doing too much, but they kept reassuring us that like it's okay and that we need to like be doing too much, kind of thing.
I think I will definitely try to manage my time a little bit more efficiently after today, to sort of like make a schedule for like every week or every day, like schoolwork specifically, or like social life or outside of school or work, and it will like help me manage like anxiety and like overthinking, like, oh my gosh, if I do this one thing, then I won't be able to do these other things, to just plan out the stuff I know I want to do and when to do it. That's one thing I'll definitely try to work on.
Stop procrastinating. Yeah, I feel like I just tend to push things off to the last minute, because like I know I'm very capable of it, but I just tend to push it off until the last minute and let that clock run out and do it all in the fourth quarter.
I'll probably space out my work a little bit more, and my time management. I'm hoping that my time management will get better, as well as planning my goals, athletic-wise and educational-wise.
I think just focus more on the little things in my life. I feel like I fly by through each day, and I want to focus more on, when it comes to like diet, like what I'm watching, what I'm eating, what I'm reading, what I'm learning, and be more productive in what I'm doing and not just giving up when things get difficult. And I think one part talked about anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly until you get right. And I think that's definitely something that I'm gonna like start using more in my personal life.
One thing that I think I would do different is like the diet part, because that really stood out to me, like just realizing like what I take in, whether it's food, social media, or like the music that I listen to, like really understanding what I'm listening to and what I can like absorb from the things that are around me.
From this I learned to just accept the opportunities that are thrown at me, just run with it, because you never know what's gonna happen or how it'll benefit you in the long run.
For sure. I mean, honestly, it was really sick. I mean, I came in expecting to have like a full day long, assembly. Like those other groups come in and they just talk and like, yeah, we talked, that's it. But it was definitely a lot more engaging. I actually got something out of it. It's definitely a lot better than the other groups that I've had in my other schools or other experiences, so for sure.
I think I would. I think I was a little skeptical at first when our school announced it, this like whole day of these activities. I'm glad I'm missing class, but I really think there's like a feeling that you get from these people sharing their experiences, with poverty, gun violence, racism, and you really you empathize with them and about these, like specifically education-wise, like very grateful. I'm very grateful to be in this school and looking at the public schools in the area. I know that there are so many kids who would wish to be here.
Yeah, I would refer to Game 7. When we first watched the video, I was a little bit confused, but I was still interested in what it was going to be. And now that everything is here, we get in motion and we're talking about everything and doing the activities, I would recommend it to other people. Yeah.
I absolutely would. I mean, all my friends were in there, but I would definitely suggest it to a friend. I think it's really beneficial for everyone, whether they're struggling mentally or not, to just really be able to listen to themselves and others and better their thinking.
Yeah, I would. I think that, you know, the people I associate with are similar to me and therefore have similar problems to me. And I feel like I definitely needed to hear a lot of the things that were said today. And, you know, obviously, if my friends are going through something, I want them to get good help, and this really seems like good help.
I would actually refer to a lot of my friends because I think it's really important to get it in the hood, I guess you could say. A lot of people don't have it like we have it. And it's important. You can see through other people's stories that sometimes people don't make it because the community they're in sucks them back. But just having the opportunity, I would really want that for my friends. I never want nobody to go through something that I see other people go through. That's not good, I guess.